Welcome back. This is part 4 of a multi-part series, Da Nang, a virtual tour. We're going to jump right into where we left off in the last video, coming off the Han River Bridge and down to the Vincom roundabout. Vincom Plaza, the very modern and beautiful mall to the right. DM and I took the girls to see Frozen 2 there last Thanksgiving. No subtitles offered, and I still have no idea what the movie was about. But I digress. So we're back on Asian Highway 17. We'll travel quite a bit on and over Asian Highway 17 throughout this series. This time we're heading south in the opposite direction from our apartment. You can just see just from looking around the peninsula, side of the city is far less congested than the mainland side. Mostly here you will see a lot of large trucks going to and from the port to the north on the highway. Here's the another roundabout coming up here shortly. And again, it's just wide boulevard, lots of nice landscaping, a few large buildings. Another roundabout for three roads. There's not even but 3 roads on that roundabout, but anyway. So again, you can see just constant truck traffic heading to the port. We're gonna mind our business and stay over here on the right hand lane. Coming up, we're gonna hit the Dragon Bridge roundabout. And then we're going to take a right at that roundabout and head across the Han River again, this time on the famous Dragon Bridge. So here's the roundabout. And we're just gonna quietly, see the little police station there on the right. We're gonna quietly go through this intersection and head towards Dragon Bridge. Dragon Bridge opened to traffic on the 29th of March 2013, the 38th anniversary of the liberation of Da Nang. In a show of newfound friendship, the bridge was designed by an American company, Amon and Whitney, and additionally another American firm helped oversee the construction. The bridge is constructed of steel, spans 2,185 feet, and is formed into a beautiful industrial art stylized dragon. Provides the fastest access to the beaches and to old Hoi An town from the airport. Every Saturday and Sunday at 9 o'clock the bridge closes to pedestrians only, and after a quiet hush fills the air, the dragon breathes fire and then water over the gazing crowds. It's actually a pretty cool sight. I'm going to pop a video here in the corner and you can see that happening. Additionally, the bridge is designed with thousands of LED lights and changes colors throughout the night. And it's actually a beautiful piece of Da Nang skyline, and is the reason why I nicknamed the city Dragon City. You'll hear me refer to it a lot as Dragon City in videos or even in written form. The river lately has been in really bad shape. It's been due to just the constant storms we've had. A lot of the silt and stuff is washing down from all the extra rain they're having in the mountain region. So the river's not very pretty these days. Usually it's got a nice blue color to it, but not during the rainy season. So as we come to the end of the bridge, we're going to take a left turn here. Across the intersection in the opposite corner is the Da Nang Chum Sculpture Museum, a beautiful museum filled with sculptures of art from the Hindu civilization that populated the region more than 1,000 years ago. The museum itself has been in operation for over 100 years, a real testament to the resilience of those who work to preserve the museum and its collection through decades of war and struggle. Actually, Jim and I took a little tour there between the first and second lockdowns, and I had the museum to myself, and it was absolutely amazing. I'll put a few pictures here in the corner so you can see some of the artwork that's inside, but it was just absolutely fascinating. So if you're ever in Da Nang, it's a must visit. So we're going to head through the red light here. Will be Hai Thang Chin. It will curve slightly away and head into the southern part of the main city. Here we're working our way south. The southern half of Da Nang is the entertainment district. As with the southern section of the peninsula, you'll see just a lot more concentration of expat style things, larger Western style restaurants serving more international cuisine. And here you see people just kind of getting in where they can. Just go right across traffic. Occasionally we'll see a few Speedy Gonzaleses, but most people keep it a pretty decent pace. But you can see just with not a terribly, there's no stop signs anywhere. No traffic lights, except in the really big intersection. So there's a wedding chapel, little beef house. Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants right here. So anyway, without the stop signs and traffic lights, it really makes it difficult to traverse. It's not difficult, it keeps things very slow. You'll see that's another one of the famous bridges that we're going to go over here in a second, and we'll pause that for a little bit and let you see that, get a good look at that. There's a lot of parks in this area as well. And like I said, it's the entertainment district, so you can see the Ferris wheel off there in the distance on the left hand side of the frame. There's an amusement park here in this area, as well as a few other little entertainment sites that we'll take a look at later. Up ahead we're going to come to some major construction. It's a pretty big project. It's the Eli Bridge. It's the massive cable stay bridge that you just saw on the left. This is the roundabout and intersection coming up that comes off of that bridge and over the Han River. There's been quite a large project to upgrade this intersection. It has been active in its construction phase for almost as long as I've been coming to Da Nang. It gets a little crazy going around this area. The bikes kind of get shoved off the road. So hopefully now that our second lockdown is over and crews are getting back to work, this will get cleared up pretty quickly. It's just this whole area right now is just a real mess. As we go through the intersection, which again we got to get through some more. Every corner of this intersection is under construction, and they like to hide their construction here. Got to keep it looking good. So again, you see a lot of the parks off to your left. You'll see these big mansions. Those are actually casinos, several in a row. Casinos are a very big business here in Da Nang, though every table in the casinos is electronic. Even the roulette tables are electronic. So I don't partake in the electronic table games. Because beyond the casinos is the amusement park, and a beautiful park with some more colonial buildings around, but we'll actually take a better look at that after me and Jim get a little lunch. Right up here on the right, an old friend of Jim's we're going to go see that grew up with her in An Lao. And see again, you can see the huge buildings on the left side. There's the big massive casinos. I mean, not Vegas size, but they're pretty big for around here. You see that tall tower on the left? That's actually part of Asia World, Sun World, which is an amusement park. And then up here on the right, you'll see the huge parade ground that's in front of all the big banking buildings and stuff. I think DM might pan over for a little bit of that, or maybe not. We'll definitely see it later. Oh, there's some of it. All right, so we've had lunch. We have a friend that I mentioned, Song Song, that grew up with Dim and An Lao, that owns a restaurant here in Da Nang. So we stop by every now and then to get a little lunch. So as we pull to the end of the street, you can see the entrance to Sun World and the Tien Son Sports Arena up on the right. We're going to take a turn here back onto Hai Thong Chin. This is about the southern end of Da Nang that you can get. I mean, the Marva Mountains are a little further south, but as far as the city, as far as a city is concerned, this is about the southern tip of it. We're going to go back past the beautiful park that we saw a second ago just before lunch. The sky's not looking too good right now, so you'll notice here shortly you'll start seeing people pulling over, getting ready. I'm going to try to get across the bridge to the peninsula, because usually the weather patterns are a little bit different on different sides of the river. So I'm going to try to actually make it across the Eli Bridge up here. And the rain continues to build. You can see that again. You can see people starting to pull off one by one. Time to get the ponchos out. So yeah, it's starting to pour pretty bad. So at this point we pulled over and we put on our ponchos. So hopefully the camera will stay pretty clear, because we're starting to get some pretty heavy rain. So we're going to head back through that big construction knot and cross over the Eli Bridge, which is visually probably the most impressive of the bridges in Da Nang. It just looks like it shouldn't, I don't know, it almost looks like it shouldn't be standing. It just looks like it should fall over. So again, here we come up to all the traffic and the construction. So actually getting onto the bridge from this construction area is a little challenging as well. I really can't wait until they get this whole intersection completed. And you can see that we're starting to get a little bit of rain on the camera, so hopefully that won't get too bad. And once we get on the bridge up here, hopefully we'll get across the bridge, we can get that camera cleaned up. So yeah, you can see this is just a really nasty area for the construction and trying to get through with cars and motorbikes. So again, this is the Eli Bridge, a visually impressive bridge, as I said, built with a backwards stay cable design. It causes the cables to produce a unique twisted fan effect. In addition, the central pylon leans heavily west as part of the design, giving the incredibly balanced bridge a very off-balance visual effect. It opened to the traffic on March 29, 2013, the exact same day the Dragon Bridge opened to traffic. And then also off to the left, once we start to get on the bridge, you may see the little yellow Nguyen Van Troy Bridge, which would be the original bridge that the Americans had built to connect the beachhead to Da Nang Airfield. You can see that right there on the left. It is now just a pedestrian bridge and is no longer used for motorized traffic. It's actually a pretty small bridge. I can't imagine that for 30-something years was the only way to get across to the peninsula. But anyway, up again, after we get off of the bridge, we'll come back to Asia Highway 17, and this will pretty much end this video. I hope you enjoyed this episode of our multiple part series, Da Nang Virtual Tour. Smash that like button and subscribe for future videos. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next